You sign on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you started speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, those between and those far out, longtime viewers and newcomers alike, welcome back to the K12 Esports Academy Twitch channel. I am Chaos Phoenix, joined here today by Ravix.
Welcome. Hi.
Um,
Good to be here.
here to start off our first playoff game of the Valorant bracket for the K12 Esports League. For those of you who have been following most of the regular season, obviously you guys know I have been here maybe more than once or twice. Maybe once for like one sub game and one for the esports draft game. But as you know, Ravix here has been here a little bit longer than I have.
Barely. I've been here a couple times. Unfortunately, the last couple weeks, I was sick one week and then obviously break. But it's been fun watching these teams progressive, and now we're moving into playoffs.
Yeah.
Super excited to see. Super fun.
Speaking of the break, I hope all of you enjoyed your Thanksgiving break. I know I did. I stayed home. I played a lot of Overwatch, and I ruined my sleep schedule watching the Overwatch World Finals this year. It was
Oh, so did
super
I.
awesome. Stockholm is an amazing event that happens every year, and it has other things as well. We have a Counter-Strike player in the room as well. He's your your observer for Valorant, which is why our observing POVs are so good. He has like
He
a little bit
knows.
of knowledge. It's like someone who speaks another Latin language trying to read another Latin language,
Oh no.
which is sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. But Dad has
But
talked to me a little bit about it. Today, our matchup, as you can see in the bottom left corner, will be against K12 Private Academy, the Valorous Wolves, versus the California Virtual Academy, the Bears.
Wolves and Bears
Yes.
added it again.
The Bears beating out the other California Virtual Academy team, unfortunately, who failed to make it through the bracket.
Unfortunate, guys.
Um,
Better luck next time.
But the Bears are hoisting a pretty high flag. They may be the bottom seed, but they
But
only they had 3 ties in the regular season. Each of those being against the top 3 seeded teams in the playoffs, including uh, Virginia Virtual Academy,
which is number one, if
which
I'm not mistaken.
I'm probably assuming is number 1.
I would assume.
One
but-
of the only games that I've watched like on my own, I believe, was Ohio versus Virginia, and that was a game.
A game.
That was a game, especially from Virginia, who I mean just looks so flawless on the server. So I can't imagine what that series would have looked like earlier on in the regular season against California. But things are looking a little bit different because as we're moving into the playoff bracket, that means games are now best of 3s. So I get to actually capture a full 3 maps, hopefully a full 3
Yay.
maps, given that these games are anticipated to be competitive, right?
Mhm.
I will actually get to declare a winner definitively without there being a chance of a draw.
No draws, no ties.
So yeah, with all this extra time, less competition in the playoff bracket, obviously things are looking very, very exciting. Looking forward to being able to cast the action with you, Ravix.
Yeah.
What do you have in anticipation of our match today?
Let's see. I believe that when these teams did play against each other sometime in week 3, I believe. I think CAVA took the win, if I'm not mistaken. I could double check. But going forward, I'm looking to see some great plays from the Wolves. Maybe being able to take back that win, take back that lead, or CAVA coming back around and stomping that hope out. Who knows? It's going to be competitive. It's going to be competitive this week,
Yeah.
especially with today's match.
With some additional info as well, I forgot to mention the Valorous Wolves are the number 4 seed in the tournament. So they are the 2 bottom seeded teams in the playoffs, but don't get it twisted. Again, these matches are anticipated to be very competitive, and we have a full 3 maps to play with in this series.
Full 3 maps. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to watch.
Is there a map that you're anticipating being able to watch or one that you're excited for?
Corrode is known to be, like, my favorite map. So,
Really?
hopefully being able to see Corrode, I do like it. Pearl is also kind of fun. I've been playing a weirdly large amount of Pearl. So, that'll be fun to see.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
my hope.
I Corrode has definitely grown on me since it first came out. And mind you, I wasn't even really playing when it first came out, but
Mhm.
after a while, I got used to it. I'm like, okay, I see the appeal. This map is pretty fun. But
It is
the
fun.
last time that I was on broadcast for this channel with Weedles during the combine,
Ooh.
um, I heard some mixed feelings about Corrode.
I
Weedles was not the biggest fan of Corrode.
I feel like a lot of people have mixed feelings about Corrode, especially it being a newer map, and a lot of the older players probably not liking it. But I personally, I find it quite enjoyable. I like defending on Corrode, especially. I like
Yeah, that
playing
would make
defense a
sense.
lot.
Attacking on that map is not great. Heard. So we're getting
Interesting.
some information about map picks going on right now. First map of the series sounding like Vine
Mm.
with California Virtual Academy on the defense and the Valorous Wolves on that offense. Bind, I always prefer attacking first,
Yeah.
particularly.
Yeah. Bine's
I
just like an
think,
interesting map in general, though.
I yeah, I mean, a map that's been around since beta.
Mhm.
Things don't really change much on that map until they do, but I feel like a lot of the strategies that are utilized on that map are, I mean, a little stagnant. You see a gecko, you see a contact duelist.
Mhm.
Um, I things don't change, and maybe that's for the better. Makes my job easier. Heard that the second map in the series is gonna be Sunset,
Sunset's an I like Sunset.
the town I claim home to Los Angeles, California.
Ooh.
Also the map that was released alongside Gecko with the super awesome release trailer featuring a song by Eric DOA. Um, I
Int
like Sunset. I like it now. I did not like release Sunset, but I like it now. It's been reworked a couple times and it's much better to play. Um, that's gonna be K12 defending first on
Right.
that map, you said? All right.
Right.
Um, so the Valorous Wolves will be defending first on Sunset. And Decider, I don't know about yet, but yeah.
Mm. So
So if we get to a decider, it will be picked. But until then, we're just gonna play the maps and see how things going. We're loading into the first map right now, into the hero select. Now, some of these players, like Anons, and Gummy and Red's Goat, are a little familiar, from the draft stream that I have done. Um, but I am a little bit curious to see the kinds of compositions that both of these teams are going to run out on.
me too. I mean, looking from K12 side, it looks like they're all just gonna go. They're all gonna play Jet right now.
Yeah.
But no, running California, like they have a going in Deadlock, Sky, Fade. Some of my favorite characters to play in this game. Actually, those probably my top three.
Oh,
I play a lot of
sense.
Deadlock. But and then coming in from K12, looks like we're gonna go. Still only one duelist, which doesn't surprise me that much. But I have seen a lot of double duelist comps, so it's kind of surprising. Kind of surprising not to see double duelist, but
Really?
yeah.
I think Bind is a map that really benefits from as much information that you can gather in the neutrals of a lot of these rounds. So the comp that I'm seeing from the Bears with Fade for the scan, um, I like. I personally probably would have preferred like double scan initiator. But if you
Mm,
look at the Wolves comp, in contrast, they're going with even less information. They only really have that deadlock and their trips for flank information, as Kava does as well.
yeah.
But you also have this guy from Kusage, Clove on Gummy, and Raise for that duelist, which is a very strong Raise map. Okay, I just saw that username, Tactical Cheeks. I'm gonna
Yeah.
giggle a little bit a couple times casting that. As for the Wolves, you're seeing that Reyna out. So a duelist that aims to play a little bit more selfishly. I don't know how I feel about that strategically, but if Anons can just kind of do his job of filling the lobby, then I think it'll be fine. I think if you're gonna choose to run Reyna in a map, you just have to be confident that they're going to kill or do an effective job entering, which Reyna just by default does not do well. So you're really leaning on the former, right?
Yeah.
But I mean the rest of the comp is very similar. You have Jet going for uh the contact, going in, trying to clear trips or whatnot that may be planted on a site. Our observer was talking about how Cypher was a little bit stronger on this map, and I think I'd argue that I agree, but um who knows? Maybe that just makes things easier for Jet from the Wolves.
Maybe. And I do kind of agree with like trying to run more of an information heavy, especially on this map with the kind of teleport to both sides. It's interesting. But going into here, it looks like we're going to have on a B site. Yeah, spikes planted. Both teams kind of on a stalemate here. California coming back around. 2 trades. Well, 1 trade, but coming in. Deadlock super low. Oh, just missing a couple shots coming into here. Going back, trade for trade, 2v2.
Oh, pros don't fake?
No.
Oh, a beautiful defusal coming out of California there. Wall to hold down Garden, keeping the Wolves at bay. I'm a big fan of that. I think something that was shown really early in the execute that I failed to think about is that Deadlock is actually very good for offensive pressure. You know, when you're entering on B site, you can throw that net into back site to stall any kind of defense. And because of that, you know, it was allowed to let the wingman plant. It was allowed to let anybody from the Wolves kind of swing out early, try and get a pick at a hookah. So, I mean, California, despite the interactions that did happen, you know, obviously not everybody survived that round, still allowed them to do their job pretty well.
Yeah, and I think that's why I enjoy playing Deadlock most of all, because on defense I can hold down a site pretty much by myself if I place my blocking like my shield correct. I put in quotes.
Now you're seeing a very early pick onto Reds from Xeno here. There's gonna be that late round information, harder to obtain for California, but still not out. Obviously, the Wolves were able to get that spike down, the wall on the backside to make the defensive pressure a little bit harder. But Kusagi was still able to get a pick to even out the numbers. And obviously, since the Wolves are at the gun disadvantage, hopefully California is feeling a little confident about this. Seeing a couple down the side of the Wolves. Now 2v3, 3v2. Kusagi finding the 4K in the second round to secure round 2, get that defuse off for California. Already starting out very, very strong, but feel like the first couple rounds of the map aren't always the greatest demonstration of skill, especially since, you know, you see things shift within like the first 8 rounds or so.
Yeah.
Really just depending on how these first 3 rounds go. Obviously, the Wolves are going on their buy round, buying Vandals and full abilities. Hopefully we'll just have the firepower to break through anything that California has set up for a defense and actually take a 3rd round and, you know, set up a very textbook first 8 rounds of the map.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope going into here. And I feel like Bind especially, it's kind of hard for attackers to put up a pressure if you don't have a lurker almost. So just having, so kind of having them all run down at least B site is kind of interesting to see. But it looks like they're going to go maybe for a rotation back onto A. K12, let's see. Yeah, they keep this Jet there trying to bait out them, trying not to get them to rotate onto A. Just kind of playing it much slower. It's kind of interesting coming from someone who plays like Rivals, playing so slow. Kind of tedious for me.
Well, it's different. You have a lot more time to work with in these rounds.
Yeah.
It's not like team fight by team fight. You really have to play your paces. And the reason you want to do that, especially in the case of the Wolves, is they're on a buy round. You don't really want to give up any of your rifles too soon. As we saw, Ions obviously got traded pretty early, but I didn't know if there was a gun exchange for that.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Exactly as I was talking about
And stay down.
with these buys.
Ace.
The rifles should not really fall to the Spectres. Some of them do in the trades, obviously. It just depends on how fast people are entering. Obviously, we saw Anons go in for a kill pretty early and then get traded out, just as it happens, right?
Yeah, it really is just kind of like your almost gunplay preference. I know there is like there's a power discrepancy in between most of the guns in this game, which is still kind of weird to me, but it is what it is. I mean, like, I get it, but it's like, I just feel like depending on who you are, you don't really see much value in like a shotgun or SMG unless you're in like a small buy round. But running it into this, it looks like K12 is going to play a little more split going into this round. Gonna try and take that B site. Ooh, but Gummy does go down here.
Yeah. We're trying to play for that default, just go split and look for any information that they get, but unfortunately, already picked off pretty early, and it's going to make this push a little bit harder. Now, they are getting some information. That's Fade spotted on the A site. It seems like most of the Wolves are ready to go for this push, but the rest of California is slowly filling into the site. Some picks are going out to make sure that that push cannot be fully officiated. That's a 1v3, and no, Zeno is able to get the spike down. They're going to ego pop the res, kind of stuck in the clove walls. I'm not exactly sure what the strategy was there, but it wasn't going to last.
Yeah, especially with 3 of them there. I just won't question
I think that's just not a situation where you pop that ult.
Yeah.
I really don't. Now, mind you, I get the temptation. When you have
Like
clove
the
ults up, like, it makes it seem like a very urgent thing. Like, obviously, you have to activate it right after you die if it's something that you want to pop, and you look at it, and it's like, it's very tempting to just not immediately click on it. So maybe Zeno just succumbed to the temptation there.
Too tempting.
But I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
That's going to be a third round secured after the follow-up from the buy round. It's leading California 2 points in the first map of the series and looking to keep it going.
Throwing next.
Doing their best to keep the Wolves on their toes, and despite Bonehead, or sorry, Tactical Cheese, taking some damage from the Molly, they were able to find a kill. Another kill was able to be found by Bonehead, but you see the deadlock ult popped as well.
And Gummy being able to
random
get a
spray
kill. Yeah.
as well through the smoke.
The spray kill is always crazy.
Enemy remaining.
Ooh.
Kusaki being a little bit funny. Obviously, they don't look very attentive, or their enemies don't anyway.
But Team Ace running in from California onto this side. Now, when that clove ulted, maybe we don't do a comparison, but
well, I kind of understand it. You're trying to play for the bait, but I don't think that was needed either. I think having burned the clove ults as early as these players did, it's not going to work in their favor. Zeno having popped it a little bit earlier and then finding his money's worth a little bit later on, getting a couple kills, get that ult charge back up. So is anticipated to have it a little bit sooner than Zeno.
Yeah.
Which might be good for the defense a little bit later on, or sorry, for their offense later on.
And I think maybe from K12, they might just play better on defense running into this. So at the moment, they're just trying to maybe get through their attack side and kind of running it all 5. Once again, stacking on B.
Boom. Again, the offensive utility from the deadlock, exactly as I was talking about. You saw the walls, you saw the net, comboed with the molly to find that first pick. You did see a trade, Falcon X2 taken out, or being taken out by Bonehead. on the entry. It's a 4v4 even now, but I don't think it's going to last that way for too long. Bonehead is still in elbow uncontested.
Ooh. Just gets taken out by Striker. But it's going into a 3v2. Ooh, a 1v2, and down it goes.
California absolutely flawless once again on their defense. Not a flawless round, obviously, there's 2 alive, but
yeah,
still just super good at these retakes. Super good about knowing the pacing of the fight, knowing when the Wolves are going to ego swing, and just knowing how to punish them.
Yeah.
Again, those early picks found by Bonehead in that site execution really did them favors later in the round. And I feel like that's just something that we've been seeing time and time again from California. Meanwhile, the Wolves are really struggling to find an offense plan that works. They're overcommitting to B very often. I feel like we've only seen them play A once.
And it wasn't even really playing A. They kind of like looped around to it. They started B, and then we're just like, maybe we should go A this time.
And maybe that was just because they were feeling deterred by a default play that didn't work. Yeah, defaults are always good to run just because you need to wait a little bit to get some information. We've seen it work for them. We've seen them get the spike down off of the information that they got from a default play. But it's really just about figuring out what's going wrong in that post plant that is causing them to lose so many rounds back to back. That's what you're seeing this timeout for. 5 seconds left on the clock before we can get started into the pre-round for round 7.
And it's kind of surprising seeing the attackers deadlock. I mean, playing their util a little more aggressive than I would think. Like, I can see where they're like coming from some of their choices. Just some of the walls feel a little out there. But I feel like running into this, it looks like they might go A site this time, which great plan. Hopefully, maybe going for more of a split style, running mid and right side. Interesting smoke placement. Like coming in here. Ooh. Almost gets the pick off. But it gets the capture.
The utility usage, very, very good from California. You saw the short double smoked on that box, slowing down the push from the Wolves and just making them have to rotate. You're seeing that now. They're in a good position for at least the initial plant, but obviously you see the Raze ult, the showstopper coming out from Tactical Jeeks, and immediately traded out by Zeno.
Running it. Ooh.
You're going to see Bonehead swing out of elbow and a 3 people. Those are the kinds of things you like to see. Those angles weren't really being held in these previous rounds.
Looks like Zeno gets a third one. Running into it. 2v. Ooh, gets the 4th.
Even with the Nightfall out onto the site, that's still going to be the Wolves coming out on top for that round with 4 players left alive.
Yeah.
So it definitely seems like whatever was discussed during that timeout was in their favor.
Yeah, and hopefully they can kind of recover. It looks like they're going back to their comfort zone, going back through B site. Which is kind of interesting. I would have expected more of trying to take up the mid space to prevent the come around from the defense. But shows what I know. Just not much. It looks like running into this, we're going to be going on B site. It looks like California expects them to go back to A, so they only have 2 defenders.
Footsteps in lane, so I'm sure is acknowledgement from some people in backsides. Obviously, there's a lot of damage, a lot of utility to those in backside, so it's immediately clearing that out. And again, the Wolves are able to get that spike down, start the post plant with good site coverage. Zeno's walking up into elbow. Just the ego kind of knows that he has to make something happen for his team. Talk about that a little bit later in the post round.
Yeah, and he does have his ult coming up. Well, not even coming up. He does have it ready, so he can just pop it when he does go for the ego.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really need to, but he can. An option. California 2v3 going into this, but the sky is really low. And it looks like they're just gonna,
One
save.
enemy remaining.
But that Gecko
Oh.
gonna be walking up, chasing him
Ooh.
into the spawn and getting the kills right before the spike diffuses, just for the heck of it. Beautifully played in that post plant.
Yeah.
And again, like I think we're kind of seeing all that the Wolves needed to do for these post plants is just practice a little bit more discipline, be a little bit more patient, hold these angles together to make sure that they're not getting picked off super early. I think earlier on in the map they were just getting a little excited about getting things done, and that was causing them to make a lot of mistakes. But as I was talking about a little bit before, we saw Zeno pushing up in the elbow in the back of B site because they knew that they needed to make some things happen. And outside of them just being the top frag, you can definitely tell that they're feeling very confident in this map. Obviously, having a strong controller player is very helpful. Not only do you need someone to be alive, but you need them to be resourceful in their utility. And it seems like Zeno has been able to do both.
Ooh.
Usagi, with the help of Falcon, was also able to do a lot to help them get on the site. Once again, the Wolves were just able to get the spike down pretty much for free. And finish this post plan in a 1v2 in their favor. Not sure if they know where Bonehead is, but I'm sure that they heard them drop out of the height. Bonehead has to scale, has to tap the spike. Force somebody out, but Zeno's ready for it. Gonna find himself the 3K for that round to slowly but surely close that gap that California made for them earlier on. Ever since that timeout, things have been looking a lot better for the Wolves.
Just had to lock in.
Hey, you gotta be glad to see. I think, especially with the help of Falcon, very early into the round, finding one basically with their pants down right outside of lamps and walking forward just to find another one. It's putting California in a bad position economically. Only one rifle. Well, one Phantom. I think I saw Guardian.
Scout destroyed.
And they know where attackers are coming in on, so it looks like they're going to go for the... Interesting. Deadlock walls, but I mean, makes the most sense.
Get out of my way.
Trying to trap down that zone. And California is kind of spread out here. Not really sure on committing to... I don't know. I can't think of the name of it for right now.
An execution? A rotate?
Yeah, rotate.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was
Looks like
blanking
they
on that.
did.
But
They did 5-man right outside the TP, so I was anticipating a little bit of it.
Ooh.
Wasn't anticipating some of these kills, though. Obviously, California was able to get one for their money on the execute, but Zeno still working to hold themselves down. Obviously, I spoke a little bit too soon because they got killed after I said that, but it's fine. Once again, in a post plant, one player on California is left alive, absolutely annihilated by that operator all the way in short. It's going to tie the game up now in round 11.
Yeah,
where the Wolves have been making some good progress into trying to find an opportunity to take a lead. And I mean, if you look at the scoreboard between the two teams, you would not imagine that it was going as well for them as it was. And I'm not sure if that pacing is going to continue for them, if California is going to be able to figure out what they're doing wrong in this half and continue correcting it, or if they'll just take the lead, if they'll finish at 7-5 in the Wolves' favor.
I know that'd be interesting to see. I wonder what was talked about in that timeout to make them almost just kind of come back and lock in. I wonder if they were just like super hyped and everything and excited and were like, oh, we can just run it on them or anything like that. And we're just like, okay, we need to actually like focus, lock in, like try a little harder. And it looks like we have a lot of alts coming out. But ooh, Hana's getting taken down. Beautiful snipe by Falcon.
An early engagement.
Last player standing.
I mean, and once again, it's not even a post plant yet. There's just one player left on California who's alive for this fight.
Poor Bonehead.
And unless Bonehead got that on him, It's going to be a 1v4. Does find Xeno pretty early, who's being pretty disciplined with the ult. That's also going to be Falcons. Missing that op shot and getting hits by the deadlock ult, but it doesn't even matter. The aim is a little bit sharper for Striker, who's going to find that kill
Last round in the
and
half.
find the lead into
Spend
round
wisely or
12.
spend foolishly.
One that they've been slowly climbing towards since the beginning of this map. Obviously, they were able to take round 3. Lost a couple rounds after that, but after taking that timeout, Wolves are just so much more confident in their performance into the Bears, which, I mean, have just not looked the same since that timeout.
Yeah.
Again, they've lost 5 consecutive rounds now.
No
I know. I wonder
heroics.
I wonder if they were
Sound
just
sensor
like
up.
so into their game at the point in the timeout almost kind of messed it up. Kind of running into this, and it looks like we're gonna 5-stack A site.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully baiting out the rotation from California and being able to go to the TP on B. It's my guess. Unless they're just gonna run it all down A. Nope, they're just gonna run it down A and plant the spike. Good on them.
The help of that gecko. Literally, as I was saying, you always see that gecko on this map, and it works so well
That's so
for these kinds of interactions.
I got so confused from Zeno just dying. I was like, oh yeah, mid ult. You get a pick. Trying to take down Deadlock's walls here.
To be both close popping ult this round and dying, but it's fine. The numbers are still in the favor of the Wolves. Falcons and Annons doing everything in this post plant to keep the Wolves alive, and with 4 players left standing in round 12, that's going to be the lead shifted over to the Wolves to end the first half 7-5 in their favor.
Wow. 6 consecutive wins in a row going into the next half. Kind of crazy coming out. I mean, yeah, they must have talked some real game in their timeout to have made that comeback. Zeno and Striker really holding that lead up there with kills wise. Specifically Zeno. I mean, 17 and 12. Nah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, coming from the kind of losses they were having in the first half, it's not surprising to have Zeno as many deaths as he did. But it looks like coming into this round, K12 is going to hold a lot more mid space. And it looks like California is just going to go for the full 5-stack on B. Getting netted. Falcon takes out Bonehead here. Ooh, just some slight misses on... I don't even know if misses. There's kills. I mean, just damage. But Striker getting another one. It's running in 3v4 right now. As they're coming onto A site, going for the plant. We'll see how California does on this. Keeping the point down.
Remaining.
And it just looks like K12 is just going to be able to get the retake on that one.
I mean, even in the pistol looking so sharp compared to earlier on in the map,
Over there.
the Wolves
Over there.
going for 7, looking to make it 8 consecutive rounds won now.
Yeah.
I mean, are just feeling so good back to back to back.
They probably have a lot of confidence up, you know, going into this round where they're being able to go for a buy. And we get another timeout by Bonehead, probably trying to discuss and see how they can come back on this, California. And, you know, running into this round, it's kind of surprising that they aren't playing a little more spread out, California. They kind of just stacked on there, and seeing as how K12 also did the same thing in the beginning, and they weren't able to get much value out of it. It's kind of surprising how they wouldn't try and go almost for the mid lurk, like kind of going mid split, trying to bait out one side, seeing if they can get a rotation, and then teleporting to either A or B.
It's also to note that this timeout came out a little bit earlier than it did from the Wolves in the last half, probably to prevent a massive snowball from incoming. I'm personally a bigger fan of these anticipatory timeouts. Because even if you know that you're about to go into this next round, you're going to be like, okay, we're going to be at the gun disadvantage. We're playing the win, but we're going to start practicing some of the discipline that we need to once we're actually able to buy up again. I think those kinds of rounds are definitely important to a team like California, who kind of started off the first half really, really strong and started to lose their grip. So they're just looking for an opportunity to regain their foothold on the map after being down 3 rounds now.
Like I was saying, they're really kind of holding this mid push here. Kind of trying to push up A. Oh, Zeno getting a pick off.
What a swing. Those gonna be tactiles or the cheeks, denying the lurk from Anons, though. It's gonna make it a little bit harder for California to go for this assault, and it looks like they're just gonna go for the mid TP and try and make their way over towards B site. Obviously,
it looks like we're gonna have an.
Hold.
Hold on, we'll see. Let's see what happens.
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
I would have been kind of upset if he didn't pick off there. He's just kind of whiffed a bunch of shots, but you know, it happens to the best of us.
No escape.
Somehow with that pick,
Oh,
the Wolves have just full rotated back to A.
30 seconds left.
Which means that the spike is gonna go down basically for free for California.
that deadlock wall was really nice, preventing look around. See, and that's what I like to see out of the walls, is like coming in for more of a aggressive defense on the attack.
Oh my
That
goodness.
makes sense.
It's all falling apart.
Oh no.
Everybody is being caught slacking. And the spike's in two.
Remaining.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
that was a post plant. The timeout did work. California did find the round win, despite the gun disadvantage in a lot of these situations.
Yeah.
Meaning that they're going to be able to go into the 3rd round of this half feeling a lot more confident, trying to force up with the better guns. But you're also seeing some force buys from the Wolves as well. They know that if they don't buy here, they're also gonna put themselves in a significant disadvantage for this half. And after working so hard to find that, 7-round win streak, to find that win or that lead at the end of the second half, they need to make sure that they don't lose that.
Yeah, and running it. Ooh, Falcon gets real low on here. Almost getting picked off. As he's going in around, it looks like they're gonna have more of a spread out presence here, not being able to, preventing defense from almost getting access to more of that mid-space teleport to get around him and almost pincer. They're just gonna play it much slower. At least California is. Because once they slow down and be able to focus, maybe they can get a couple more retakes in. Well, not retakes, but, you know, captures. I know what I meant.
Here, yeah. Folded.
Interesting.
Spike planted.
Spike's gonna go down here, and it looks like they're all stacking on A, so hopefully with some advantage. We'll see how this goes. Striker's only at 30, though.
Pull back. Blinded.
Bonehead does get one.
Sensor tricked.
Ooh. Tactical Cheeks getting
One enemy
another.
remaining.
It's a 1v3 on defense. But,
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why we didn't swing that when they were netted, but that's fine. That's another round win for California.
There's no need for the enemy to suffer.
Even with the even
them
buys
fast.
from the Wolves, things have just gone so much better for them. That timeout buff is real.
yeah.
That timeout buff might actually
hold
be
on, we got
real.
another one.
Yeah, and now we're
We got
seeing it
another
from
one.
the Wolves. I was like, we need to unlock our own timeout for this half. But the mojo might already be long gone for them. Their economy is really, really bad right now after having forced up that last round. And just considering the pacing of this half already, that might allow California to grant themselves a couple more round wins into this half, maybe re-secure that lead to start taking back the point.
Yeah, and I think going into this, even with the economy down, Falcon has gotten some picks with the sniper and being able to hold that high point on A, but it looks like attackers California is going to go B. I just feel like it's going to be kind of a mixed bag running into this, depending on how defenders want to take it. I feel like one of the better options might be to try and hold some more of the mid space. It seems like they're just losing a lot of space to attackers and not being able to push back on them.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see going into this next round. Had a timeout come in.
Yeah.
And oh my, I called it.
In around 16 now, looking like California is running a little bit of a default. Kusagi kind of walking into sight lines of Long a little blind, and so is Gummy. Playing a very early pick.
Yeah.
Onto, or being found. Yeah, by Falcon.
Like I said, Falcon is getting quite a few picks, and Tactical Cheeks getting Striker on that ult there.
That is not something that you want this early, and that's not either. The hawk into elbow. Being very good. Pushing Anons out, but just swinging into the angle with their utility out. That's Kusagi going to push the issue.
But we're running in.
Get that kill. It's 3v3 now, and the gun advantage is still in the hands of California, but not the numbers. Zeno going to find Kusagi lacking a little bit on the late rotate. So California should have enough time to get that bomb down, but are they prepared for this retake?
Probably not. They're never mind. I was gonna say they're about to get pincered out, but Tactical Cheeks able to take down Falcon there.
And now it's just about discipline into the rest of the round. That's Zeno walking straight through lamps for free.
And Fade doesn't know.
And just not knowing where to look. Very clean 4K coming out of the Wolves. I mean, just back to back to back. The timeout diff.
Yeah, the timeouts really
just continues to prove to be true.
Timeouts must really have something good. And that's why I rival as well. We keep forgetting that timeouts exist. But running it into this next round, it does seem like K12 was, like I was saying, being able to take up more of that space, kind of almost pressuring the attackers even on defense.
Listening.
Not letting them take up that mid control so they can do quick rotations.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of what's getting them that advantage now. Looks like we're just gonna go run it up B.
Kusagi dead so early. Or sorry, Kusagi finding one super early. So Reds and Tactical. What an amazing first engagement from California. A free entry onto B site, leaving a 2v4 situation for California, and the Dogs finds the rest of the Wolves in their spawn.
The Dogs find the dog.
I mean, the Wolves just know that is a losing fight. Zeno walking right into Kusagi's scope and Tactical. Finding that Gecko deep in spawn, it doesn't even matter. It's another round win for California, slowly closing the gap once again for their side.
Very competitive round. Zeno is really playing up for their team here. 22-15.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Falcon buying this off. Okay, there we go. They know they can save, they have the ults up. The Wolves are actually holding 4 ults, and I believe that somewhere in that 7-round loss streak for California, we saw a very similar issue when the economy was pretty low. They were holding ults for a while, a little bit nervous about what pushes to make.
Unfortunate.
You're going to see a very similar situation with Falcon. Unfortunately, did not buy the operator that round. Zeno hiding in the smoke right behind everybody, able to find a free pick onto the enemy clove.
But getting hit by the Sky Ult, Tactical Cheeks does get 2 on here. Running into the defense, and it looks like they're maybe going to get a plant off. One plant? Okay, they did.
I mean, this early round,
was so much chaos, even with the gun disadvantage from the side of the Wolves. But once again, they find their last two stuck deep in the spawn in the hall entry. Striker does find a little bit of damage on the tactical cheats, but they're also playing on a similar low amount of health. They know that they cannot play this as eager as they want.
But the Sky healing coming out, being able to really put him up. Sky's healing is kind of crazy. Ooh.
Reds is going to push the matter on the elbow. Peek in and just find those last two. Just to clean the round up and tie the game once again. This time with California pushing to take the lead. Although the weapons are in the hands of the Wolves. They're looking to keep things even here. No free lead for either team here, really, despite the financial advantage coming out of the Bears here.
Dang, not finances again. Just like reality. But running into this next round, it's kind of interesting to see how K12... Ooh! Zeno just goes for the ult there after getting picked off by Bonehead.
Wow.
Spike down B.
Which is most... Ooh! I was going to say, Zeno is kind of a big player for K12. They kind of have most of the kills advantage. Unlike on how California, they're all kind of split out.
And I mean, having a controller on your team that has the confidence to take these kinds of swings and to just go crazy into the enemy team.
Go crazy.
Something that has been very beneficial for the Wolves in that 6-round win or 7-round win streak, and even right now in a situation where they're trying to find the lead. And although it was very close, Falcon was there last alive to find that last kill after their teammates had died. Find the lead once again for the Wolves, but having lost a lot of guns in the meantime, it's going to be a lot harder for the Wolves to at least maintain the lead into the next round.
Yeah, in California with just so much economy going in. I mean, Gummy's a little low, but the rest of them just much higher. And it looks like going into this next round, Riker's only running it in with a pistol? Huh. Probably just trying to save. Looks like 1 minute through. This is a really competitive game. Really, it was kind of, oh, we're gonna go 7 win streak, and we're gonna take a really high advantage. You're gonna take a really high advantage. Now we're just back and forth. Oh, Zeno getting 2 kills before going down. Running it in on defense here. Gummy is able to get 2 kills after their ult. Right, did Gummy ulted. And it looks like they're going to go for the rotation on B, trying to make sure... Ooh, but Falcon doesn't get a shot off there. Well, get a kill off it. And Spike is going to go down. Once again, like you said, just them being held back here. Falcon looking for a pickoff. But I doubt anyone's going to want to peek, so... Ooh, Bonehead does get Falcon on this one. Striker is just going to have to either save or... Does get the hit kill on Bonehead, but is going to go down to Spike here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Tries to run
Just
down
barely
for the off, but fortunately does fall in another round in the hands of California. 10-10 once again, and looking to continue it on, even with the bye from the Wolves. If they lose this next round, it's just going to be the teeter-totter that leads us all the way into overtime. So this round, coming off the back of the last round, is going to be absolutely essential for the Bears to find a win and just keep that streak alive, keep something happening for them.
I know, and K12's been playing a lot more aggressively on their defense, which they've been getting a lot of value out of. being able to tie it up 10-10. Gummy does take Striker out. Unfortunately, Striker cannot be the last one alive again. Ooh.
That's 2. But Zeno is oh my goodness! You were holding Hookah so well, had the trigger discipline, but just whiffed in immediately. Were diffed by Gummy, hopping up onto the box. And on hurt the reload.
Last player standing.
And that's Anand's sorry. Who is this? Someone captured in the deadlock.
Falcon. Falcon's
Oh, it's
captured.
Falcon. I see.
The poor guy.
I mean, that looked a lot stronger than these couple rounds have been for the Bears. And the reason I said that is because, well, the Wolves had to buy that last round, right?
Yeah.
They had the money to be able to fight this again in that draw scenario. And obviously the Wolves were looking for an opportunity to win, but the Bears, who, lost that lead pretty significantly in the first half, have been clawing their way back up to a more stable spot in the second half, and are just now doing it only about 1 round away from match point, and I mean, looking to play continuously strong.
Gummy getting caught up by the net and getting caught by the...
Dropping smoke.
Kind of an interesting... Just trying to hold up the smokes here, preventing Falcon from getting any picks off. Just gonna... Oh, come on. There we go. Falcon gets 1 off of the
Doesn't
smoke.
grab the rifle? He's looking for another?
I
He
tried
gets it, anyone? What are we doing? Hello?
Hello? What is happening here?
Okay, well, it's a 3v3 even now. Spike fails to go down.
Oh. Goes for the... Oh, okay.
Gummy finding Striker, who tries to walk in for the wingman, but
Spike planted.
immediately traded off by the Stinger. That's going to be a rifle in the hands of Adons. That's someone who you do not want to mess with in a round like this. You're going to see the Nightfall try to slow down the Wolves from trying to fight this defense here. They have no information to play off of, and Bonehead's going to take advantage of it.
Last player standing.
Ooh, and it's going in for a 1v1.
Sergio and Bonehead. The opportunity for the Wolves to find the tie once again. And the opportunity for Bonehead to lead the Bears into a match point. Unfortunately lost.
Ooh.
And once again, it's tied up between the Bears and the Wolves.
That's a really good, that was a really interesting match. Just fight.
Very interesting execute onto site indeed. Now, once again, both teams are in a pretty comfortable position. It's going to be guns, full abilities, and shields for both teams this time around. Falcon, of course, sticking to that trusty operator.
Which hasn't been able to get as many picks off, at least in the last couple rounds, but still doing wonders.
Absolutely.
It looks like California's going to go up B site here. K12's doing that thing again. They're playing a little bit further back, but that makes sense. Only running 2 on this point while they're 5.
My ult is ready.
K12 should probably go for the rotate here to avoid having 2 of them being the last ones alive again. Gummy getting the plant off here.
Spike planted.
In sight.
Ooh, Gummy does get 1 and then goes for the ult here. Both ults coming out, just trade for trade. Stuff's happening. Tell you what.
It's a 1v2 now. Gummy's trying to zone himself from Zeno and just stall the defuse. Does find Reds, and now it's a 1v1 between the cloves. Gummy is still going to come out on top with the 4K for this round to lead the Bears into match point.
Match point.
Both those ults were worth it, obviously.
The money spent from the Wolves in the last round is making things a little bit harder for them to buy into this round. It could be an opportunity for the Bears to take the first map.
I know, running into this next round, it looks... Their eco is so low. I mean, even a couple of the California's economy, well, mainly just one, but the economy is so vital in this match.
Of course, the Wolves know they have to force buy. It's an all or nothing round for them, a round that can lead them into the overtime or a round that absolutely demolishes their chances of winning this map. Because the Bears would win.
Because it would be a win.
Because it would be over.
No escape.
We'll see how they play. It looks like the smoke's gonna go out here. Going the CP off on the rotate onto A site. They really need to go quick on this one to beat out K12.
A lot of them are doing a shower, and it's a little bit hard to push out of that right now, even though they have the heavy smoke.
Getting the
Kusaki
plant.
still getting spiked down. Xeno finding the first, but Tactical finding one of his own. Seems like some things are going to be a little bit back and forth, but now in the eyes of Wolves, it's a little even.
2v.
Xeno against the world once again. He's looking for the 4, and Anon steals it from him.
Unfortunate.
But the Wolves are kept alive in this first map, bringing it to overtime. And, I mean, this entire second half, keeping it so incredibly even between them and the Bears.
Overtime.
So good. This map is so weird for, like, just how much each team is able to get off. Like, doing the teleports, being able to get those quick switches on, but still California being able to get that rotate pretty fast, even after they all teleported to A. It's really impressive being able to tie it up. It was so close. They really are just going 1-for-1 on this.
Now the buys are even. Looking more like a scrim. You know, the buys are even. Ults are pretty even across the board. Now it's just about which team can do what they need to do to actually win. No more trying to fight out of a bad economy. It's even game.
Now it's just going to be skill.
Anons finds the first pick very, very soon, and Falcon to follow up. That's going to be the trap in the molly to
Spike planted.
eliminate anybody who may be backside. We saw that a couple times from both teams now. Falcons is going to find one of their own and
Last player
force the
standing.
Wolves into a terrible position. Or, sorry, the Bears into a terrible position. It's a 1v5 now.
Ooh.
In
Chat missing
Bonehead.
them.
Looking to find one. No Anons falls, but Falcon will not let it be unpunished. That's the 4K for him this
Switching
round.
sides.
And the near flawless, one that we haven't seen since that 7-round win streak from earlier in the game. Now match point once again for the Wolves, looking to finish things out once and for all.
Really hoping for that comeback here. As in week 3, they lost to California. But we'll see if Wolves can pull it out and get the win off on them. Running in, Gummy is 23-22. Kind of a crazy KD on this. KDA in this game is always so weird. But it seems running into this. Ooh.
What a nice lurk up long, and Anons is still holding nothing after hearing his teammate fall on site. You are seeing the one rotate of the deadlock, and as more players from the Wolves start to back off, it might be the Bears realizing that they could just take the TP. They have A site pretty much locked down. They do have one rotate on its way, but yeah, I think the Wolves just figured out that the push was a little bit slower than they anticipated. They don't want to leave the site completely open just yet.
But it looks like, ooh.
Striker finding one, Gummy finding one. The numbers are still in the favor of the Bears, but they're just taking a little long to find this. Shadon's finding
Spike
two.
down, B.
Immediately slowing them down, finding
30
three.
seconds left.
Dismissing into the smoke, and Xeno for the last one.
Getting the win.
Absolutely brutal stop of the execution. The Wolves overtaking the the long effort from the Bears to win this map.
Wow, that was a match and a half.
I mean, what a competition for sure. I mean, what a round from Anons as well, who admittedly, we're finding their impact kills, but on the scoreboard, we're having a pretty rough game up until that round.
I know, looking at the scoreboard at the end, it's really interesting to see how spread out. Not California. Is it California? No, K12's KDA is. Like running Zeno really holding 35-23, really getting those pushes in on their attacks and being able to hold defense pretty well. And I mean, they pushed it all the way to overtime on this one, and it must feel good to at least get a map win off on California after losing a couple weeks back.
And I mean, I still look at this map from the perspective of those first 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Right. It was all about those well, not first 5, first 6. Right. When you saw the score at 5-1 in favor of the Bears and you saw that timeout come out, I knew after winning that round, after the timeout, that the tide of the match was changing. It was super awesome to watch how the Wolves kind of evolved through this map, going back and forth between these tricky scenarios and just doing enough to push it to the overtime. It was a very tough situation for both teams, admittedly. The Bears were also working really hard to try and push a win out of their efforts, and they did get close a couple times, but the Wolves, very unfortunately for the Bears, were able to surmount those doubts, able to succeed, and just try and get things ready for the next map. The Wolves are going to be going into the series 1-0 now, as we get ready for map 2 Sunset, where the Wolves are actually starting on the defensive side this time around.
Interesting. It'll be fun to see. We'll see how this first round goes. Pistol rounds are always super important. So wondering, like you said, kind of how on the first 5 to 6 rounds, just how it's gonna feel out the tide of the game, which obviously we can see can flip around pretty quickly from to that 8-game win streak. Well, 8 round win streak going off on here, and it looks like I wonder what agents are going to be played next round. I wonder. Their deadlock was interesting. I did like seeing some cool deadlock gameplay because I don't really get to see it very often. And because she's who I main, kind of interesting to see. Like those aggressive pushes with her walls on there. I felt like I was like, they don't really seem like to get much value until it was after the plant or after they were like really walling off that elbow. I felt like they were getting a lot more value out of that, but I don't know. It was interesting. It was fun to see.
I would agree. Yeah, no, it's a very amazing map to have watched for this last round. I'm sure that we're just taking a very short break, getting the side swapped, and the team's ready to go into the second map, Sunset, of the series. Wolves looking to end things out because obviously they're on their map point. And the Bears maybe looking to push this to a third map. They don't want to lose.
They really don't.
So very excited to see how things develop in this matchup. I don't know how to fill the time. Usually I'd plug here. I guess if you aren't already, please do consider following the K12 Virtual Academy Esports Twitch account.
Drop a follow.
It's free, and if you hate them or something, you can turn off their notifications.
Okay, that's crazy.
It's called the virtual inflation of follower count. So you can still stay followed to the streamer and never watch them, never know when they're going live.
But why would you want to do that?
You don't do it for yourself. You're giving to a good cause.
The
cause of the follower,
cause.
The cause of the follower count of this Twitch channel.
But it looks like we're running into Sunset this round. Bonehead with the instant deadlock. Looks like we're gonna go Omen here. Be interesting. Running into this next round, it looks like Neon, Sova, Omen. Some interesting plays. Once again, just deadlock for the Sentinel. Depending on how much information you want to gather, I mean, I would understand that's why we're playing Sova. So I guess we'll see running into this next map. To be fair, they haven't like confirmed their character yet, so it could change.
Still hovering, but at least the comp that California has locked so far actually looks very, very inspiring. You see the Omen for the controller. Bonehead still sticking to the deadlock. But
Respect.
Gummy, I think this time moving off of the controller and onto Duelist, onto the Waylay this time around, and Tactical Cheek still staying on the Duelist. But this time on Yoru. So
Double
now
Duelist.
a little bit more of a contact duelist. I'd say maybe Raze is still a contact duelist, but
Yeah.
definitely this time a little bit more so on the side of Yoru. And then Reds going to Fade, so still keeping that in the composition. I feel very confident in that for California. You have the Waylay for the entry, for the really aggressive information to kind of scare the Wolves, who are going the Omen, Sova, Neon, Chamber, and Clove. So the double controller this time around for the Wolves, which is, I think, important, obviously, with a very big midsection and a long distance between either site. Having the extra smoke, having the extra map control is important.
Yeah, and being able to run with Chamber on this, like you said, with the longer sights, it'll be much easier to get Chamber's like util off and being able to take a lot more advantage of it. Although surprisingly, I'm a little more surprised that we didn't get more of like either Cypher or maybe Deadlock. I mean, I know I actually don't kinda Sentinels aren't that great this season, or at least this like kind of match of, because they were all nerfed a while back, wasn't even ago. But still, running into this, it looks like we're gonna go east side. California is Sova being able to get all the information out on here. Looks like you're so close. You could just hit the recon dart. Come on. Okay. You know what? Just pop off. A little Yoru util. Ooh, Falcon getting 2. 3.
Oh, 3. The push. They're going to be looking for a third, I'm sure. They're already feeling themselves. They might as well. Gummy is going to shut it down pretty fast, as well as the push from Anon. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Xeno's going to find the really late trade. It's going to be a 1v3 now for Reds. Fighting against Sergio, who is deep in their main already.
Wow, that was a good round by K12.
Absolutely. So that's going to be the Wolves finding the first pistol. Something they failed to do last map. Did do it in the second half, but first round win going to the Wolves, I'm sure feeling pretty good.
I'm surprised they're not trying to go for more mid-control California. I mean, being able to control just this wide space here is super important, especially on Sunset. At least I feel. But it looks like we're going to go A site. Kind of a mix. Trying to lock down some of mid. Kind of going slow. Hello?
My ultimate is
Oh, Gummy does get 1
Throwing net.
on Anons. Zeno gets another. Zeno gets 1 on Bonehead. Gummy gets 1. Trade for trade, a 3v3. But it looks like they're going to get the plant off on A. The Omen just going to hold this little point right here. Waiting for them to walk through this. Ooh.
I mean, very, very nice discipline from Kusagi there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be trying to push their luck in the alley, but they don't know that they're being held just yet. Or maybe at all.
Last player standing.
Oh, no, they don't. They know
Yeah.
now.
They don't know.
They're dead. 1-1 now for both of these schools. California actually going into round 3 with the better bye just after having won the second round. Always nice to be able to do that, but the Wolves, once again, having the force up. They know they can't give this up too early. They did a very similar thing, I believe, in the second half of last map. And they did lose that round. And have to fight in a very awkward position for some of the half until they were able to win it eventually.
But I feel like being able to take... Wow, hold on. K12 is so spread out here. But because California is just stacking one site, they might be able to just rush it and take on...
Be right back.
Okay, every utility in existence coming out. Valorous does get one. Gummy gets a trade.
Spike planted.
Go, we gotta go.
3v3 now running in. Ooh.
Watch out.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. I get it.
I mean, get it, King, I guess. Oh, okay.
One
Hold on.
enemy
Oh.
remaining. Last player
It's a
standing.
1v1.
Too much. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Very unlucky timing with the Waylay rewind. It's going to be
So
Falcon
that was interesting. Anyways.
winning the round for California. Or for the Wolves, sorry. I just can't read, apparently.
You know, reading's a tough subject, honestly. Reading's tough, but wow. Falcon and Gummy really doing work for both their teams. 6-2 and 7-2.
We saw a pretty strong performance out of Gummy and also a strong performance out of Xeno last map as well.
Mm-hmm.
So really no surprise to see them kind of performing in this nature.
Oh. Falcon does get a pick on Gummy. I do like that they tried to take up more of that mid space there. But honestly, kind of their stack was working, so I'm a little surprised. But trade for trade going in. It's a 4v3. Or Deadlock were super low, but now they're fine. Low. Oh. You know, getting one with the Bucky, but going
Last player
down.
standing.
Gotta respect the shotgun. Getting one off on Striker.
Missing the near sight. That's going to be add-ons. Take it out, Kusagi. Finding another round for the Wolves.
Going in 3-1 on these first 4 rounds. Not
Definitely
bad.
Not something that I was expecting from the Wolves. Obviously, when you lose that second round, you're put in a big economic disposition. So to be able to not only win round 3, but come back and still be able to win round 4 is a very great omen for the Wolves. I obviously don't want to jinx anything. I'm seeing it as I see it, and as I'm seeing it, things are moving very well right now for the Wolves.
Now, running it this way, California looks like they are going to go back into stacking on A. Ooh, but Bonehead does take out Zeno on this one.
They found my trap.
But Bonehead is low. They are going to go for the plant here.
Spike planted.
Getting it off, and Gummy takes one, and Falcon going trade here, but it's still a 3v4. California does have the advantage. Ooh, but Falcon picks off 2 of them, and Striker just hello?
I get it. I get it. I
Okay.
really do get it. I do get it.
But that's going to be another round win for the Wolves. Feeling very confident. Although, it was to be expected. Obviously, the buys were a little bit weaker from the Bears this time around. Bears, I should believe, have the money to go for a normal buy in this next round. Hopefully keep the competition even and not let the Wolves get away with another long round win streak.
Yeah, running in. I cannot imagine how that would feel for California going on for a win streak. Maybe they need to get a timeout going to get that
Maybe
timeout
so.
win.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
But it looks like they're gonna stack on B site. K12 really is just holding up so much space up there.
Deploying drone.
And since Anon's gonna go for the being able to see 4 of them here, calling out the retake. Not the retake, the rotate. Potato, honestly.
The Whaley ult as well as the dimensional drift. Yeah, that's insta-def for a couple of these guys. Zeno is going to find Gummy to stop that push on. And Reds, and just so many. They're looking for a 4th, but, you know, get some help with it. It's going to be another round win for the Wolves, though.
Wow. That was just... That's good.
Falcon having a significantly better game, I feel, this time around compared to last map.
They're playing a lot more aggressively, aggressively, especially while on Neon. So not really trying to focus on getting picks with the sniper. Plus, not really needing to. With how California is kind of all stacking on 1 point, it's much better to play either rifles or even something more. It deals better with groups. Let's see, is Sova gonna go for the drone? Yep. Yeah, goes from above, sees 4 of them.
Very good drone once again. I mean, he could freaking.
Falcon does get 2.
It's already out.
I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't even finish this word. Yeah. But Striker does get 1 off on here. It's a 4. Ooh. It's 3v. It's something. It's going.
Gummy's looking for the rifle to keep himself up in this fight. It's a 1v2 for him, though.
Yeah.
So he knows he has to play a little bit careful in order to live. The spike did not go down, so he just has to fight this normally, but Striker is running around. Gummy just finds the good timing there, and now he needs to find Zeno, who's currently hiding in main, just holding spike down.
Gummy. Come on. It's like you're playing way like... Oh, wait, you have no util. Never mind.
Left.
Almost caught by bad timing here.
Oh,
but Gummy!
Doing a thing.
A very nice clutch 4K.
Aw, it's so close to getting it.
Not get the plant money, unfortunately, but did still find the round win to break the loss streak from the side of California. But how long does it last? Obviously, their economy is on the brink of collapse, similar to the U.S. economy right now. I used to make jokes about 2008, but things are a little bit too current right now. I gotta update the lingo.
Yeah, we're at 2025. Come on. Although it doesn't roll off the tongue as fun, so
no,
unfortunately.
I mean, don't you know the 2025 is the new 2008?
Face your fear.
The Nightfall on to point. It's gonna be Whaley dashing on. Some damage out. Falcon finding Kusagi as well, and Zeno popping that ult to stay alive for this. Back to going Reds. Trying to push themselves on, but I mean,
1 enemy remaining.
just too many of their teams falling. We're seeing the Deadlock ult also popped and missing. Because unfortunately, that Deadlock has no information about where Striker is. They're trying to swing, and Striker misses their shot. Bonehead knows exactly where they are now. They just have to get the spike and start moving. 50 seconds left on the clock. They still have some time to work with, but Striker doesn't know their moves. It seems like Bonehead's just trying to wait it out to make them think that they're going for a rotate here.
Like, it's so kind of frustrating, like, looking at both of these. It's like, Striker, just hold where you were.
30 seconds left.
Bonehead also doesn't have the kind of information. Bonehead hits the ping. He knows where they are. just doesn't know whether to tap the spike. They're getting the wall into market right now and just have the time to plant the spike here.
Spike
Definitely the
planted.
best option. Ooh.
Are gonna do that and bait the swing. Get a couple shots out from Striker as well.
Ooh, going around, trying to see if he can swing to get the pick. But it's really just slow when it's running with Chamber Alt here. Oh, does get the
Striker
pick.
had an idea, and the idea was correct. That's gonna be the last kill in his favor. And although it was a very tough round,
Yeah,
very
that was
scary for Striker for sure. He is gonna find the round win for the Wolves and just keep that lead going.
But California's deadlocked that play, just throwing up the wall to get the plant off, really making sure that they can't be interrupted was really well done. And that's what I like about Deadlock, is being able to block off so much movement with just one ability.
I mean, you gotta admit, like, the discipline from Bonehead in that post, or not even the post plant, just the late round, was very, very well played. It was just so unfortunate that, you know, they got kind of caught in the corner.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to... K12 is going to play a little more mid control here. Really ignoring B for the most part. Little do they know. They're just going to stack B again. Oh, okay. No,
Makes
right.
sense, but it's might be more of the Wolves trying to rotate or prepare for something kind of early. Oh, that's Zeno hit by the paranoia and hit by the net. He's trying to sneak into the smoke and does so successfully. The Wolves are finding a couple of their own. There are some treats coming out. Set up for an even fight, but somehow Zeno escapes with 1 HP.
That's crazy.
Very
Like, I've
much
seen
so.
low, but 1? I don't think I've seen 1. Oh, hello. Okay, Tactical Cheeks at 5.
Taking a little bit of damage there.
Striker just trying to get the spray through there. Ooh.
30 seconds left.
Yeah,
One
there it is.
enemy
Zeno
remaining.
from Alley actually
Spike
finding
down.
Bonehead. To delay the push a little bit longer, Reds is going to find Seijo. It's a 1v2 now with Reds at full health. In a situation that technically is advantage for him. But he knows he has to get this spike and start the plant. He only
10
has 10
seconds
seconds to do it.
Ugh.
Striker is going to swing him, hearing those footsteps, and just right in his face.
Yeah, that was kind of
Pew.
expected, though. Like, how Striker was just holding that where the spike was. It was kind of just unfortunate for the timing.
Much so. The Wolves taking a very confident lead in a much stronger fashion than we saw on Bind. Just feeling so comfortable and setting themselves up for a very good half, very good map to hopefully close out the series 2-0.
Should be crazy of a comeback for them.
Ahead.
Bears have very much been struggling to find their footing in this map.
But, you know, that's okay.
Seemingly adverse to taking a timeout. Falcon did see the head
Go, go, go.
of Tactical Cheeks there, but fortunately did not have the
Ooh.
shots down. Kusagi did, though. That's going to be Falcon shut down in door market.
Sova not being able to get much, well, get any information. Besides, I guess, well, where they aren't. But it looks like we're going to have kind of a rotation around to A. What it seems like. I imagine we're going to go for a plant here.
Over there. Barrier deployed.
Really getting that... Being able to block off that movement right there with the barrier. But Kusagi is going to get one before going down. And it's a 2v4 going into this retake here.
No escape.
Bonehead. I was going to make a joke, but that felt rude.
Sensor tripped.
Next, it looks like we're going to run here. K12 just not being able to do much, kind of just running in blind here.
One
Striker
enemy
does get
remaining.
one, but Tactical Treeks does get the one on Striker, trying to get the defuse off, but just explodes.
Yeah. I mean,
Literally, but
hey, what can you do? It's
Yeah.
another round win for the Bears, who have been struggling to do that for most of the half so far. So just looking for an opportunity to bring things up to a 7-5, make their defense just a little bit more tolerable. The only thing that they really need to worry about, at least the Bears, is Falcon on that Neon, who has been able to find so much impact for the Wolves so far.
I know, being able to just apply so much pressure against even the Waylay, and it looks like, speaking of, we're gonna Waylay ult.
Yeah.
Getting Sova. What? No. Chamber.
That's what
Well,
she's
Chiefs.
running around with the dimensional drift here. Trying to get some information, but you're also seeing the Neon ult popped as well. And, I mean, he's just going to have to back up into the smoke.
Just ult for ult going off.
Does find Bonehead in the post plant. Striker as well. Seju and Zeno doing everything. And although it looks like it could be scarce, Zeno's going to be there to clean the fight up. A 3-man defense, at least last alive. That 7-5 Dream dead. But surely California can still fight for the 7-4.
Before the switch.
Kind of needed it for momentum purposes going into this next half. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very hard for them to fight this onslaught of offense from the Wolves, even on their defensive rounds.
Yeah, running into this next round, looks like California is just gonna try and stack up again. Hopefully finding another take before the next round. It's 8-3, so we got, what, 2 more? Oops, Sova does find out that 2 of them are here, so we are going to get a rotate off from K12.
Nice and slow now.
Oh, hello. Anos does get one. Ooh, but
Spike down B.
okay, so it's a 3v3 going into this. Correction, it's a 3v2. Oh, never mind. Running into this round, it looks like we have K12 being able to take that. It's 9-3.
I mean, in incredibly convincing fashion too, right? I don't think that there was a second where we really doubted them.
Yeah.
Obviously, there were a couple rounds that were won by the Bears, but it seems like the rest of the team just hasn't really been able to show up in the way that they were for last map. I mean, again, they could benefit from those timeouts a lot.
I know, where are the timeouts at?
But just because of how aggressive the Wolves were playing on their last round, I'm kind of excited to see what they will do on their offense. They have a comp that's much better suited for it. With that Neon and the Omen, just allows them to cover so much ground so quickly, and if they play it right, I mean, it could be some pretty lethal site executions that the Bears might not be ready to push for.
Already running onto B site, just immediately getting the control, and then going down. Well, you know, like I said, immediately getting the control, and they did get it for a trade there, and getting the plant off. Oop. Hold on. Okay. The Omen going down here, but once again, yeah, just trade for trade. Anos getting a second, and Zeno gets another. And poor Bonehead back to being the only one standing.
Yeah, the Bears just dropping like flies into the seam, and although he does find one, Zeno's going to clean it up for him on 10 health.
Yeah, and once again, K12 taking the pistol round going into this. Which is kind of unfortunate for California. They really needed the eco for this next round, but we'll see how it is going into this.
It's just going to be a lot harder for them to come back. Obviously, it's only the second round of the half. A lot of things can change, but with how big this point gap is, obviously nothing is impossible, but some peaks are
a little insurmountable.
Throwing net.
Bonehead
Over there.
going for an interesting net there. And Falcon getting... Oh, hello. Bonehead getting taken out by the Omen. Okay, so I guess double Buckies by both Omens. And it looks like...
A little, very, very good, actually, on the point.
Yeah.
So now everybody knows where they are, and it's just about the Bears playing these rounds perfect in order to do so, but Falcons is already going to find one. Striker's going to find another. Reds is going to force Falcons away, but it doesn't even matter. Reds is at 1 HP, and Zeno is just going to flick right over to him to finish him off. That's 11-3 now for the Wolves.
Yeah, running into this... It's just... It was just kind of expected with the eco. But, you know, both are going full... But hello? Is that an Odin? Oh, it was for a solid second. Oh, nope, there it is. Interesting. But running into this next round, it looks like K12 is going to go slower on their eco. Probably realizing they don't need to buy as much.
Coming through.
But, yeah, Neon just rushing onto point immediately. Getting that control over, but ooh, Gummy does get a nice pick with Lucky. It gets a second. Striker does get Gummy, though.
Spike
And it's a
planted.
2v3.
Player standing.
Ooh. Striker able to get another one on Omen, and Bonehead back at it of being this so low before going down. And yeah,
Match point.
match point for K12.
I mean, just feeling so much more confident. As I was talking about already before, a special shout out to Falcon, I mean, who has been absolutely feeling himself, but also Gummy, who's been trying their best to, I mean, in the least mean way possible, drag the rest of their team into finding any kind of success in any of this rounds. Is the only person on his team in the double digits, is the only person on his team who's positive.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate going into this, but, you know, hopefully they just have their mental up a little higher, trying to really take off this point. Falcon kind of getting shut down right there, but help. Okay. Bonehead does get one on the judge before going down. Gummy gets two, and it's a 1v2 from California. Hopefully getting this... Oh, hello. Sova going for the dart here on the drone. Yep. Getting to pick off one. Gets the spike. This might be crazy from Ano. From Anos if they can. But really trying to get that mid lurk. Trying to separate them out so he can get the 2 picks off.
One enemy
Ooh,
remaining.
does get one. I was like, he can just go around for the B rotate and plant the spike. Just what he's going to do.
He has the
30
time to
seconds
do
left.
it. That's
And
forcing that 45-second timer on the Gummy, who needs to rotate all the way back to keep California's dreams alive. I mean, he's been trying to do so for all of the map. He wants to really do it. Now would be the time.
Running into this. And it looks like Sova really is kind of playing much lower than I expected. Trying to see if he can find him. Oh, going for the defuse.
Sonar and Shrek to distract him in the Waylay ult.
Oh,
Oh, Adon's
Sova ulting
got the
right
tag
there.
with the Silver ult. He doesn't even want to commit to it. It doesn't even
Against
matter.
The clutch and
Attackers win.
takes it for K12.
What a disrespectful play.
Absolutely.
Having stalled out the round for so long.
Wow.
But a very well-deserved win from the Wolves. Having won their rematch against the Bears in the playoff round, they're going to be moving forward, and unfortunately the Bears will be disqualified from playoff contention. I don't know. There's probably not double elim, right? There's 5 teams in the bracket, from what I've heard.
I doubt it.
Well, I mean, either way, the Wolves will be moving forward.
Yeah, and although unfortunately going 13-3 this round, California did have a really great showing today, and hopefully they don't get too discouraged for next season.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a video game, right?
It is a video
And
game.
It did kind of suck to lose in the way that you do. You never want to put up such a good fight on map 1, only to finish the second map 13-3. It's kind of like, you're playing Control. You go like, oh, it's 99-99, and then you lose the first point, and then you go to the next point, and you just don't touch it all. You just get full capped and full held, and it's not
The
a
C9.
great time. And obviously, if I were on California, maybe I'd be feeling something a little bit similar. Obviously, maybe just a little bit more hurt just because of how long it was, right?
Yeah.
But even so, big GGs to both teams. But
Yeah.
from the satellite casters room here at the UNO Esports Lab, that is all that we have for you tonight. For those of you who joined us for the stream, we thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed the games. Hope you enjoyed our casting.
Thank you all.
Once again, my name was Kaz, joined here today by Ravix. Had Audi on the Observer, our off-screen talent, doing the best that he can to actually keep the stream up and running between observing the games and observing or having the stream work. We appreciate him dearly. Just wanted to give some extra thanks for the holiday season. Keep on your studies. Next week we'll be back for the second round of playoffs. But until then, we wish everybody a good rest of your week.
And good night, guys.